Have you ever found yourself wondering if there's still a chance, if you should keep pursuing her, or if it's time to let go? In this video, we'll explore the key indicators that it might be time to walk away. We've all been there at some point in our lives. You meet someone, and in the beginning, everything feels great. The connection is strong, and then suddenly things take a turn. Her messages slow down, she's constantly busy, and you're left questioning whether you should keep trying or back off. This is where many of us struggle, trying to figure out if there's something left to save. It's tough because you genuinely like her, and those early moments were filled with excitement and chemistry. You may have gone on a few amazing dates and it felt like there was real potential for something long-term. But now, something's shifted and you're left wondering if she's simply not into it anymore. Often, she won't come right out and say it. Instead, she might slowly drift away, hoping you'll take the hint. The big question is, when do you decide to stop chasing? I encounter clients dealing with these situations regularly, and sometimes there's still hope to turn things around. Other times, though, it's best to step back. Let's dive into some clear signs that can help you recognize when it's time to pull away. Number 1. You find yourself in emotional quicksand. A major clue that it's time to step back isn't something external, it's internal. It's when you find yourself trapped in what I like to call emotional quicksand. If you've been there, you know the feeling. This is when you become completely fixated on her. She dominates your thoughts to the point where she's all you can think or talk about. You're glued to your phone, obsessively waiting for her texts, replaying every conversation in your head, trying to pinpoint where things went wrong. What makes emotional quicksand so dangerous is that once you're sinking, your emotions take control, and emotional decisions are almost always the wrong ones. When you're in this headspace, your chances of winning her back are slim because your desperation starts to show. I see this often with clients. They may still have a shot with her, but their mental state is so consumed by the situation that they end up sabotaging themselves, even when we craft a solid plan. You might recognize this behavior in yourself. Ignoring advice, bombarding her with messages, sending unnecessary gifts, all because your emotions are telling you she just needs more effort. But these actions are driven by panic, not strategy. When you're emotionally stuck, even if she agrees to see you, you'll come across as needy, a shadow of your confident self. So what's the solution? It's not about giving up on her forever, it's about hitting pause and taking a step back to regain your composure. You need time to shift your focus away from her, clear your mind, and regain control. Only then can you approach the situation with clarity. Number 2. She recoils with discomfort when you try to touch her. Another clear indicator that you're working with very slim odds of reigniting her interest is when you meet up and she reacts to your touch like you're making an unwanted advance. It's that subtle yet unmistakable recoil, where her body language screams discomfort or even disgust. Here's the thing. Men and women are wired differently. For men, physical attraction can often override other concerns. Even if a woman displays some red flags, the physical appeal can still create attraction. But with women, once her attraction is damaged, especially by behaviors like neediness, insecurity, or over-pursuing, she starts to lose respect for you, and that physical connection becomes tainted. Many guys believe that if they can just get in front of her again, things will fall back into place. But when she sees you in this vulnerable, desperate state, it only confirms her loss of attraction. If her body language shows discomfort, like flinching at your touch, it's a powerful signal that her view of you has shifted. At this stage, you're operating from a significant deficit. Sometimes, women do come around after a period of distance. The emotional charge of your past mistakes fades and she may remember the good parts. But that's something she has to realize on her own. The more you push to make her come back, the more you'll drive her away. It's like the line from Swingers. There's nothing you can do to make her want to come back. Only things you can do to make her not want to. The more you try to win her back, the more you'll inadvertently push her further away. Lack of respect. Another strong indicator that it's time to walk away is when she begins to disrespect you. When a woman loses respect, she starts treating you poorly, whether through harsh words, dismissive behavior, or outright indifference. This shift is a major red flag, and it's something I've seen all too often. Many men in these situations come to me desperate to win her back, even though she's treating them terribly. What's driving this? Often their self-esteem has been eroded to the point where they're chasing the idea of validation, not necessarily the woman herself. It's similar to the concept of chasing losses in gambling. When you're winning, everything feels amazing, but once you start losing, you keep playing, hoping to recover that good feeling. The same goes for guys who have been disrespected by a woman. They just want to reclaim that initial rush, that validation. But here's the thing. Once a woman begins to lose respect for you, the dynamic changes. Even if you manage to get her back in your life, that respect is gone, and you'll always be fighting an uphill battle. I've been there myself, trying to fix things when it was clear that respect had evaporated. I remember receiving a demeaning message from a woman I was pursuing, and in that moment, I knew I had to cut ties. Why? Because maintaining your dignity is essential. When you allow someone to treat you poorly, it chips away at your self-worth. This makes it hard to move forward and meet other women who would treat you better. Disrespect should never be tolerated. If she's canceling plans, ignoring your messages, or generally treating you like an afterthought, you need to enforce your boundaries. Let her know you're not afraid to walk away. Once you do, you'll often find that a better relationship awaits you. If you're being disrespected, it's a clear sign it's time to move on. Number 4, when there is someone else. Another clear sign that it's time to walk away is when there's another guy in the picture. This is always a tough conversation to have with clients. They'll come to me saying things were going great with a girl, they were planning trips, having deep conversations, and then suddenly she pulls back, and they're left wondering, what went wrong? In some cases, the client may have made mistakes like expressing feelings too soon, but in other instances, everything seemed to be going well, and the sudden shift in her behavior isn't due to anything they did. The reality oftentimes is that another guy has entered the scene. It could be an ex-boyfriend or just someone she interacts with regularly, like a coworker or a guy in her social circle. And that proximity gives him the advantage. Competing with someone who's consistently in her life is difficult, especially if you met her on a dating app or if you're not part of her everyday social environment. When you sense that another guy is getting her attention, it's often a sign that the timing is off, and it's best to walk away. Sure, there's a chance that things with the other guy will fizzle out and she might come back to you, but waiting around for that to happen only puts you in a weak position. The reason I recommend walking away when there's another guy involved is because of something I call scrambler. This method works by getting a woman to think about you obsessively, to the point where she convinces herself that she's in love with you. However, if she's already thinking about another guy constantly, it becomes nearly impossible for her to focus on you as well. It's hard for anyone to be obsessed with two people at the same time. In situations like this, you'll only become an annoyance to her, as her thoughts are already consumed by the other guy. You've probably experienced it yourself. When you're fixated on one girl and another girl you're not that interested in keeps texting you, it gets frustrating. The same thing happens on her end. So if you know there's another guy, back off. Go on other dates, meet new people, and enjoy being single. There's never been an easier time to meet women with all the dating apps, meetups, and social opportunities available. Don't waste your time chasing after a girl who's already focused on someone else. In conclusion, knowing when to walk away is essential for maintaining your self-respect, emotional health, and overall well-being. Whether she recoils at your touch, disrespects you, has another guy in the picture, or you're turning down other options for her, these are all signs that it's time to let go. Clinging to a situation where you're not valued only diminishes your confidence and holds you back from better opportunities. Walking away shows strength, self-respect, and emotional autonomy. It gives you the power to reclaim control over your life and opens the door to new relationships that are built on mutual attraction, respect, and genuine interest. And by focusing on yourself and being open to new possibilities, you position yourself to attract better partners and create healthier, more fulfilling connections. Remember, walking away isn't a sign of defeat. It's a powerful move that paves the way for something better. Alright, that's it for this video. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to share your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.